Ronaldo's best goal ever. The night Turin stood still. Football has a peculiar way of freezing time. For a split second, the chaos of the pitch, the shouts, the movement, the pressure, collapses into a single, perfect moment. When Cristiano Ronaldo leapt into the air on April 3, 2018, in the Allianz Stadium in Turin, time did not merely slow down. It seemed to pause altogether. The ball arced toward him, gravity briefly lost its authority, and football witnessed a goal that transcended statistics, trophies, and rivalry. Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juventus in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal was not just a goal. It was a statement, a work of athletic art, and a defining image of an era. Among his hundreds of goals, free kicks, tap-ins, headers, screamers, this one stands apart. It is the moment most often replayed, most often debated, and most often cited when fans ask the question, what is Ronaldo's best goal ever? For many, the answer is unequivocal. This is the story of that goal, and why it deserves its crown. A career overflowing with greatness. To appreciate the magnitude of this goal, one must first understand the context of Cristiano Ronaldo's career. Few players in football history have been defined so strongly by goals. Ronaldo has scored in every conceivable way: thunderous long-range shots, delicate chips, towering headers, ruthless one-on-one finishes, and clutch penalties in moments of unbearable pressure. From his early days at Sporting CP to his transformation into a global icon at Manchester United, his reinvention as a goal machine at Real Madrid, and his later chapters at Juventus, Manchester United again, and Al Nassr, Ronaldo has been relentless. Goals were not occasional highlights, they were expected. And yet, even in a career built on the extraordinary, certain moments rise above the rest. The free kick against Portsmouth in 2008. The solo run against Porto. The 40-yard strike against Osasuna. The header against Chelsea in the Champions League final. The hat-trick against Spain at the 2018 World Cup. All unforgettable, all iconic, but none combined difficulty, beauty, athleticism, context, and universal admiration quite like the bicycle kick against Juventus. The stage: Champions League quarterfinal, Turin. The UEFA Champions League is football's grandest club stage. It is where legacies are written and myths are born. On the night of April 3, 2018, Real Madrid arrived in Turin to face Juventus in the first leg of the quarterfinals. Juventus were not just any opponent. They were defensive royalty, organized, experienced, ruthless. At home, in front of their supporters, they were a fortress. Gianluigi Buffon, one of the greatest goalkeepers in history, stood between the posts. Giorgio Chiellini and Leonardo Bonucci marshaled the defense. This was a team built to stop players like Ronaldo. Real Madrid, however, were defending champions, led by Zinedine Zidane and powered by Cristiano Ronaldo, who was already rewriting Champions League records. The atmosphere was electric, tense, and hostile. Juventus fans knew the danger. Ronaldo knew the challenge. The first warning. Before the goal that would define the night, Ronaldo delivered a reminder of his inevitability. In the third minute, he scored. A quick move, a precise finish. Clinical, efficient, vintage Ronaldo. Juventus responded, pushing forward, pressing, trying to reassert control. For a moment, it felt like a game finally balanced. Then came the 64th minute. The moment. A goal beyond physics. Dani Carvajal surged down the right flank and delivered a cross into the penalty area. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't floating gently. It was fast, awkward, and slightly behind Ronaldo. For most players, the opportunity would have vanished. For Ronaldo, it became destiny. As the ball arrived, Ronaldo adjusted his body in a fraction of a second. He leapt 2.38 meters into the air, higher than many basketball players' vertical leaps. His body twisted mid-flight. His back turned toward the goal. His eyes never left the ball. Then, in one fluid, violent, beautiful motion, he struck it with his right foot. The contact was perfect. The ball rocketed past Buffon, kissed the inside of the net, and the stadium fell into stunned silence. For a heartbeat, no one reacted. Then the eruption came. The reaction. When even rivals applaud. One of the most powerful elements of this goal was not the technique alone, it was the reaction. Juventus fans stood up. They applauded. In a stadium known for intensity and loyalty, thousands of supporters rose to honor a goal scored against them. Gianluigi Buffon, beaten and helpless, could only look on in disbelief. Chiellini later admitted there was nothing anyone could have done. This moment mattered because football fans are demanding. They do not applaud lightly. When they do, it is because they have witnessed something rare, something that transcends rivalry. That applause turned a great goal into a legendary one. Technical perfection. Why this goal is so hard? The bicycle kick is among football's most difficult techniques. To execute it at a professional level requires perfect timing, exceptional core strength, spatial awareness, courage, balance midair, clean contact. Now add context. Champions League quarterfinal. Away from home. Against elite defenders. With the ball arriving at pace. Under pressure. Most players attempt bicycle kicks in desperation. Ronaldo executed his with control, power, and precision. The shot was not just acrobatic, it was accurate. Buffon, positioned well, had no chance. The margin for error was microscopic. Ronaldo found perfection, athleticism, defying age and gravity. At the time, Ronaldo was 33 years old. Most players at that age begin to decline physically. Ronaldo, however, was still performing superhuman feats. The leap itself became legendary. Analysts measured it. Commentators marveled at it. Social media exploded with comparisons to elite athletes from other sports. This goal was not only about skill, it was about physical mastery. Years of discipline, training, and obsession converged in that jump. It symbolized Ronaldo's career-long commitment to excellence. Symbolism. The goal that changed his destiny. Football has a poetic sense of irony. Just months after scoring the greatest goal ever seen in Juventus Stadium, Ronaldo joined Juventus. That bicycle kick did not merely defeat them, it convinced them. Juventus executives reportedly referenced that moment as proof of Ronaldo's unmatched impact. It was a goal that changed careers, narratives, and club history. How often can a single strike do that? Comparison with other Ronaldo goals. Ronaldo's catalog is vast, so comparisons are inevitable. Free kicks. Powerful, dramatic, but repeated over years. Long-range shots. Spectacular, yet more common in open play. Headers. Dominant, but part of his trademark skill set. Solo goals. Impressive, though dependent on defensive errors. The bicycle kick stands apart because it combined everything. Difficulty, beauty, athleticism, importance, universal admiration. It was a once-in-a-lifetime goal in a once-in-a-generation career. Cultural impact. A goal that lived forever. This goal did not fade with time. It lived on, replayed endlessly on television, studied in coaching sessions, shared millions of times online, referenced by players and pundits. Young footballers around the world attempted bicycle kicks because of it. Commentators used it as a benchmark. Fans used it as an argument. Remember Ronaldo's goal against Juventus? Everyone remembers what Ronaldo himself said. Cristiano Ronaldo is not shy about self-belief. Yet even he acknowledged the uniqueness of this moment. He called it one of the most beautiful goals of his career and expressed gratitude for the applause he received. For a player accustomed to admiration, that respect from opposing fans clearly mattered. Why this goal represents Ronaldo perfectly. Cristiano Ronaldo's career has always been about pushing boundaries. He transformed himself, from a tricky winger into a complete forward, from a talented youngster into a relentless professional. This goal encapsulated that journey. It required the technique of a futsal prodigy, the power of a striker, the leap of an athlete, the confidence of a superstar. It was Ronaldo in one moment. The final verdict. Football history is filled with great goals. Some are remembered for their timing, others for their beauty, a few for their importance. Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juventus had all of it. It silenced a stadium. It earned applause from rivals. It defied physics. It defined a legacy. In a career overflowing with brilliance, this goal stands tallest, just like Ronaldo did when he leapt into the Turin night. If football is art, then this was his masterpiece. And if we must choose one moment to represent Cristiano Ronaldo at his absolute peak, there is no doubt. This was Ronaldo's best goal ever.